Hello, everybody. Welcome to my presentation. So today I'm going to talk about the 5th International Language Festival celebrating Spanish and French, which is happening today. Here is the flyer. This presentation is also available in Zoom. So tentative presenters, Pascal Sharp, French, Yesenia Chavez, Spanish, Jessica Amaya Camargo, Spanish, okay? So I'll be your host for today. I'll do the welcome and introductions. Pascal Charcy teaches French. Jessica Amaya teaches Spanish. Then we're going to go with conclusions, thank you notes, questions. So today we're celebrating All International Language Day for especially Spanish and French by the Modern Language Department, okay? So we offer Spanish and French classes face-to-face or all online. Our professors have at least a master's degree on language they teach. They're very passionate about their language. You can visit our webpage for more information, which looks like this, okay? Let's see, yes. So we teach Spanish levels 1 and 2 and French also. We also have a club, Hispanic Cultural Club. The next meeting is on April the 24th. And now, without further ado, I'm gonna let you talk, Professor Pascal. Thank you. Thank you. Now it's my turn again. So we're going to talk about Spanish in the world, US and Texas. Okay, in the world, let's see. Spanish is spoken officially in 21 countries, including Mexico, Colombia, and Spain. Spanish is the second mother language in the world, only behind Chinese. About 599 million of people speak Spanish, or about 8% of the world population. About 499 million people in the world speak Spanish as native speakers. About 76 million have limited competence, and about 23 million students were learning Spanish in 2023. Number 7, Spanish is the 4th language in the world in the total number of speakers. Mexican Spanish and the Caribbean were the most common variations in the US in 2017. Here we got the countries that speak Spanish. See, in America, Central and South America, okay? All of them speak Spanish except for Brazil, they speak Portuguese. So here are the top 5 countries by number of Spanish speakers. Mexico is the number 1, which is at the bottom, with more than 130 million speakers. Next is the United States with about 57 million speakers. Colombia, number 3 with 51 million speakers. Argentina, number 4 with about 45 million speakers, and Spain with about 43 million speakers. Here we got all of them. So now let's talk about Spanish in the United States. Spanish has been in the United States since 1513 when Ponce de Leon came from Spain to Florida, about 400 years ago. Spanish is the second language most spoken and studied in the United States, only behind English. 13% of the population speaks Spanish in the United States. 57 million people in the United States speak Spanish. About 42 million of those are native Spanish speakers. 15 million are bilingual. However, please note that 63 million people are Hispanics or Latinos, which is about 19% of the total population. 74% of the Hispanics speak Spanish. 70% or more students in K-12 grades in the United States study Spanish. And about 50% of college students study Spanish in the United States in 2023. In 2022, 8+ million people in the United States were learning Spanish in college. In Texas, California, New Mexico, more than 28% of the population speak Spanish, as seen in this map, okay? California, New Mexico, and Texas, see? More than 22% speak Spanish in those states. So now let's talk about Spanish in Texas. Spanish is the second language. Vietnamese is the 3rd, Chinese is the 4th, and French is the number 8 in Texas. About 8 million people speak Spanish, or 30% of the total population in Texas. Texas once was a Spanish colony, then part of Mexico, then a country by itself, and then it belongs to the United States as we know it today. Okay, Here is the infographic about the Spanish speakers in Texas by county. So we see the Fort Bend County is the number 1, Collin County is number 2, Denton County is number 3, and we got a tie within Travis, Dallas, and Harris County, which is in Houston. So those are the top 4 counties where they more speak Spanish. Okay, so now we talk a little bit about the Spanish in the world and the United States and Texas. Now we're going to switch it to Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra, which we see in the picture. So the Spanish Language Day, celebrated on April the 23rd, 2010, was created by UNESCO or United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. It is also the day that Miguel de Cervantes died. He wrote the most important book in Spanish, Don Quixote de la Mancha, wrote in the 17th century. So here is a picture of Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra, or a painting. This story is about a man who wants to be a knight with his squire Sancho Panza. The book narrates their adventures while he has many adventures, of course. Some people believe that Don Quixote may be insane. Don Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra was born in Spain on September 9 and died in Madrid, okay, on April the 23rd. That's why we celebrate Spanish Language Day on April the 23rd, which is gonna be soon. His book, Don Quixote de la Mancha, is the third most translated book in the world with at least 50 languages. It is also considered the first modern novel in history. It is also the best-selling book of fiction of all time. More than 500 million copies sold. This book was an inspiration for artists from Spain like Salvador Dalí and Pablo Picasso. It contributed to establish the Spanish language we know today. For many, it is considered a masterpiece. There are many adaptations to this novel, like theater, movies, cartoons, biographies, etc. So there is Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra, who wrote Don Quixote de la Mancha. So more things about the Spanish Language Day, which is celebrated on April the 23rd. So as we already know, Spanish originated in Spain as well as the letter ñ, like in piña or niña. There are many Latin and Arabic influences in Spanish. Español is also called Castellano and or Cristiano. It is a Romance language. About 599 million people speak Spanish, or about 8% of the total world population. In the United States, it's very important because it's the second most spoken and studied language after English. Spanish was the first language from European descent spoken in the United States in 1513. It is believed that 6 states have the names in Spanish: Arizona, California, Colorado, Florida, Montana, and Nevada. Here we see a little picture of and a scene from the book Don Quixote de la Mancha. We see Don Quixote, Sancho Panza. These are supposed to be the molinos de viento. Okay, more things about the Spanish Language Day. The oldest text written in Spanish, about 1,000 years old. Spanish has more than 90,000 words. As we already heard, 21 countries, Spanish is the official language. Spanish is the third most used language in the internet. It's the second most important language for writing scientific documents, only after English. Spanish used to be the official diplomatic language until the 18th century. Okay. There are about 30,000 words with all the vowels. And number 18, the last one, the Spanish word electroencefalografista is the longest word in Spanish. Okay. So my questions for you: why is important Spanish in the US or Texas? Why is Cervantes important to the Hispanic world? Okay. So next presentation is Selena Quintanilla. So here is a video about Selena. Okay. After the video, we're going to answer 2 questions. Okay. Have you heard Selena's music? And why is Selena Quintanilla important in the United States? Okay. So hopefully the video and audio work. De Selena Quintanilla, and why I believe is a Hispanic figure in the United States. By me, Yesenia Chavez. This presentation was originally done in 2018, but this is now a video, okay? The art was done by my niece, Evelyn Chavez. Presentation overview, okay. Why is Selena a heroic woman? Early life and roots, professional life, death, afterlife. music, etc., class discussion. Why is Selena a heroic woman in the United States? Well, she's a best-selling Latin artist of the 90s and one of the most noted entertainers of the last century. She participated in humanitarian works like Congressional Hispanic Caucus, helping out the victims of Hurricane Andrew. She gave free concerts for important organizations. She helped victims of domestic violence and people without homes. In her short life of 23 years of age, Selena accomplished more than most artists in her lifetime. She was a second-generation Hispanic Mexican from Texas. She started singing at age 10 in the 80s. Family band. We was called Los Dinos. Later, Selena and Los Dinos. In the 1990s, she won 2 Tejano Music Awards. In 1993, won Grammy Award for Best Mexican American Album Live. Professional life, in 1993, won Grammy Award, Best Mexican American Album Live. 1993-94, she participated in the soap opera from Mexico. In the United States, Dos Mujeres, Un Camino. In 1994, won a gold album with Amor Prohibido, Forbidden Love, My Translation. In 1995, her album Dreaming of You was a success, and she also participated in the movie Don Juan de Marco, small performance. She also toured in the United States, in Texas, California, in Mexico, in Monterrey, Puerto Rico, and Argentina. Unfortunately, she died in 1995. She was assassinated by one of her fans, worker and fan club president, Yolanda Saldivar, who is still in jail, and I just heard that she may be released next year. Afterlife. In 1997, her biographical movie Selena was a success too, with Jennifer Lopez playing Selena. At the time, Selena was more famous than Jennifer Lopez. So after Jennifer Lopez played Selena, she became more famous. In 2017, Selena got a Hollywood star in the Walk of Fame. In Los Angeles, city proclaimed Selena Day. Former Texas Governor George W. Bush proclaimed April 16 as Selena Day. Okay. 2018, Selena children's book that already broke sales records on Amazon. And recently, in 2023, we saw Selena series in Netflix. Another Selena series, which is not approved by the family, but it's there. You can now you see the Selena movie in YouTube or rent it, okay? As well as Selena series. Okay. She recorded more than 30 albums, sold over 22 million copies worldwide. And you can, if we can Google it, we can go to the actual songs Como la Flor, Biri Biri Bam Bam, I Could Fall in Love, okay? Okay, so more than 20 years later, about 30 years now, she continues being a role model for Hispanics, female, especially in the United States and in other Hispanic countries, because of her music, charisma, and heritage language, which is Spanish. About Selena's star on Hollywood, it is for every Latina who is out there, who has ever had a dream. Growing up there was no reflection of me anywhere, not on TV, not in movies, not in music, and it was as if someone like me didn't exist in American mainstream. That all changed when bright, young singer named Selena came and changed the landscape of music entertainment. And this one was said by Eva Longoria, November 5th, 2017. And then Selena's mother said, "The world mourned my daughter as an artist, but I lost my daughter, the baby who I bathed and held in my arms." Latina, October 16, 2016. Okay, so if we get time, I'm gonna ask you these questions. What did I learn about Selena? Why is she important? Okay. Questions or concerns, please email. And again, there are